So, episode Revenant is right around the corner. We have a new exciting dungeon coming out October 11th with a contest mode for the first time, which is exciting. And of course, we will also be getting the return of the exotic sniper icebreaker, which was in Destiny 1. So, anyone who never played Destiny 1, you'll get to mess around with it. However, they may have changed it a little bit because back in D1 it was a little meta breaking in some ways. I mean, it kind of just made ammo out of thin air, kind of like Whisper used to, or Whisper's older forms used to, like Black Hammer and so on. I would admit there's some exciting things about next episode, but one thing that I am not looking forward to is the increasing of the power cap. So starting in Revenant, the power floor will be 1900, the soft cap will be 1950, with the powerful cap at 2000, and the hard cap / pinnacle cap being 2010. One thing Bungie did in the final shape was try to minimize the entry level power level for people who maybe didn't play that often or didn't do their pinnacle grinds and just wanted to hop in and do endgame activities with their friends. And the way they did that was by having fire team power. That system currently takes the person with the highest power level and uses that instead of everyone just having their own individual power level. And it's a great system because let's say you have a friend who's just 20 levels below you and you're 2000 power and they're 1980 and you want to go into a level 2000 activity. It just makes it easier for that person. They don't have to go grind stuff just to get caught up to then be able to do the activity that you want to do. And this is quite literally meaningless. It's just another way to increase player engagement, and it is lazy. I don't think I'd be calling this out if we didn't just get the Legend title that dropped with the 10th anniversary event. And the this has to be one of the grindiest title requirements I've ever seen, but you have to get 15 engrams to drop in the Skywatch, which was where the original loot cave was, and it's one of the grindiest triumphs ever. It takes hours to do if you're just gonna, and you're literally just doing patrol, which is the most boring thing to do in Destiny ever, to be quite honest. The only place where patrol has been slightly enjoyable is on the Pale Hearts. I mean, they just amped up everything for the Pale Hearts, but every other destination for the most part is just dry, stale patrol, like shoot ads, that's it. Now some people like that, and I don't want to yuck your yum, so if you enjoy that, good for you. But a majority of people don't want to sit around and do that. And Bungie has already come out and said they're going to increase the enemy density of the Skywatch so that that specific triumph is a little bit less strenuous. And I've even seen some Bungie devs tweeting about it with how ridiculous it is. And I mean, no one in their right mind is, when you have so many games that provide much more meaningful gameplay loops and just they're more fun in general, no one's going to sit and do that for 3-4 hours or however long it takes. And it's completely RNG. And with power cap levels, RNG is also factored into it. The system has gotten better in terms of getting your power level higher, but still RNG can exist. Let's say you're trying to get to 2010 to do some solo dungeon or solo master. You're trying to do a low man and you want to be as high as you can be, right? And you have every piece of gear is 2010, except for your class item. And you keep doing your pinnacles, but guess what? You're not getting a class item. And that's the reason why this artificial grind is, again, another example of RNG just forcing you to play longer. Now, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal in general because the fire team power cap does exist. But listen, there are players out there who play by themselves and will not have the benefit of having a fire team power level. And that's just like, to me, I'm just like, why would you even do this? Just let people play the game. And that's what this boils down to, is it isn't about how you can artificially increase player engagement. It's the fact that it seems like Bungie doesn't want to address the core issues, which is Crucible sucks, the Strike playlist has grown stale, and it's only continuing to do so. You have a great activity like Onslaught that hasn't been updated since it released 5 months ago, and I could go on. Gambit, I mean, put a fork in Gambit. It's been done for so long. But again, that's just the point of all this, is that I think the focus on this episodic content, which if the episode is good, that's fine. I'll take that. A reason to play every act is great. But it would be awesome if they just said, we're shutting things down for a bit. We're going to work on fixing every single core playlist. We're addressing their core issues so that people will play them again. And I guarantee you wouldn't have to create artificial ways to increase player engagement, like a power cap increase, and just completely unreasonable grinds for certain triumphs. It's ridiculous. The worst part about the title for the 10th anniversary is that there's really nothing new to do in the title. It's literally just go do old missions, go to the Pale Heart and open some chests, and shoot some ads in the Skywatch. It's the most boring title as well, mixed in with the most grindiest. It is D1, reincarnated. It's ridiculous. So my goal with this video is, hopefully there's a Bungie dev listening. Please just give us better activities or fix the core playlist. It's not a terribly difficult thing to ask for. Give players a reason to play Crucible, better rewards, more game modes that the players enjoy. Where has Hardware gone? Hardware was a fantastic game mode that the community was begging for. It was some of the most fun that I had in Crucible for a very long time. No abilities, just your basic jump, your basic double jump. No, I don't think you could use, you might be able to use Blink in it, but you had no supers either. It was your gun and that's it, and your basic melee. And it was, again, just really, really fun, and I wish they would bring it back, because I would hop on to play that all the time, because gunplay is one of the best things about Destiny, and I love killing people with my guns, getting killed, out-dueled, and in the Crucible, of course. And I don't like getting killed by grenades that are behind me that I don't have an indicator for, or I didn't see, or, there's some bullshit ability that kills me. Name any of them, right? Of course, threaded specters were the worst, and they can still be very, very disgusting in some ways, but they're not as bad as they were. Abilities in general in Destiny, I mean, they're just not balanced, and that's a whole other can of worms. But if Bungie can find a way to fix these issues, or just make more seasonal activities like the Coil. But the problem with that is these seasonal activities, they come and they go, and they're great when they're here and they're good, but when they're gone, you miss them so much. I would still play Coil today because it's a great way outside of Grandmaster Nightfalls to get endgame materials. And again, that's something that you can update. And the same goes for Onslaught. You could put the Dread into Onslaught, you could put Subjugators in there, you could put new maps into that, you could put new rewards into that. But here we are again, 5 months in it, and it feels like Gambit 2.0. It's something they haven't touched since Into the Light came out. So again, I'm ranting, I'm sorry, I'm just very passionate about this stuff. I want to see Destiny succeed. I've hung around for the long haul, and that doesn't mean anything, that doesn't mean my opinion's higher or anything. It just means that I've seen the ups and the downs, and I want to see the ups more often, if that makes sense. Anyways, I'm done for now. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I'll see you in the next one.